some Ray Charles shit, bro. No needles.
It's not like I'm selling it.
I just like to get a little taste.
That's crazy.
I gotta get focused, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is good? The Triangle Offense is back in the building. As always, the trio consists of your boys, starting off with yours truly, Frost. And I can't do it without my co-pilots.
Yeah, man. Shout out Q. And then you already know, shout out Q and Obi-Wan, the producer. Then you already know it's your boy, William H., a.k.a. Young Caesar. I'm going to just keep it light today.
Fair enough. I can dig it. Young Caesar. Not from Get Rich or Die Trying by chance, is it?
Nah, man.
I got you.
War of the Planet of the Apes. That movie racing as hell, too.
Man, I thought about that, too. It's funny that you said that. That's
How
wild.
you turn the apes into slaves, bro? Like, that's crazy.
That is wild.
That's not even why we here.
No doubt. Nah, we ain't about politicking and movie criticisms. We are definitely about pro basketball. You already know what it is, man. We cover the NBA all day on 2 days of the week, like always. But nonetheless, I'm sure you already know what this is about, man. Today we are talking about the fallout from the trade deadline. And boy, a lot of shit that we did not see coming off of last week. Pause. You know what I mean? Like,
that's super facts. I want to say I was wrong. I was super wrong, bro. I thought it was all hype, and it was mad moves.
Bro, like I kind of got the win, like when my phone started like going off like early in the day with like basically the demolition of the Orlando Magic. Like I was like called it back because I didn't expect us to be that explosive at the deadline like that. Man. But I knew when they started unloading cats, I'm like, oh, it's about to be wild today. I feel it. Because it was too many pieces moving, and then like you was hearing like people was like abandoning like trying to trade for cats, like the whole like Kyle Lowry like smoke fest that pretty much came about, like all that for my boy to stay put. Let's see, like I knew it was gonna be some stuff like that. I knew it was some people that was like getting floated around out there that, you know, nothing wasn't gonna happen. Like I had a feeling that Kyle Lowry just wasn't gonna get moved. I knew that some team, one, Toronto was gonna want a lot for your boy. And two, I just didn't see like some of those teams that they were talking about, like having the resources to get him. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like I look at like, you know, the Clippers clearly needed him. And I'm like, what do y'all have to trade? Like, who?
Yeah.
You got no picks. You got no bread. Like, you have no assets. The farm is owned by somebody else for the next like 10 years down there.
Craziness, man. Yeah, bro. I agree though. I thought I didn't think none of the names that were mentioned and really reported over and over and over were going to be moved. I thought it was going to be similar to a few years ago or a couple years ago, but nah, man, I was super duper wrong. Like you said, you kept us posted on your team getting blown up.
Right.
You seem content with it though. You lost two dope players. I know you wanted to get rid of Evan Fournier, but
oh my God, the Frenchie had to go.
Aaron Gordon is dope players, man.
Man, no doubt. I mean, they blew up the core, man, and for me, like watching them, as long as because obviously, man, they've been there. Those have been the consistent names since they lost to Dwight Howard all those years back. And for me, it's like I've seen the best of what that core could do together. And I look at it like this: like Vooch, all-star, he's now kind of on the back end of his prime, and you already know a prime for like an unathletic European big man is not that it's not that big of a ceiling to begin with. So it's like for him, if you were going to move him, now is the time. He's having a career year. He's at his height, like as far as like at peak, as far as like value goes. It's like if you're going to move him, now is the time. And I'm actually glad with what they got back for him, man. You got 2 first-rounders. I mean, I wasn't all that thrilled about Otto Porter Jr. coming over in the trade, but I get it. You had to make the money work. But I definitely like them picking up Wendell Carter Jr. because I think he just hasn't had that much time to get any burn in Chicago. But Obviously, I was sad to see Aaron Gordon go, but like I get it. You know, my man was frustrated, and I felt that his growth's been stunted playing alongside Vucevic and Fournier. I like the pieces that they got back for him and Harris and
Whoa.
oh.
If this girl was stunning with them in Orlando, how you
Mm-hmm.
think it's gonna go on the Nuggets?
Here's why, bro. Because it's one thing to play alongside veterans that like are a bad fit, and in the case of like Vooch, commands a lot of shots. The ball goes to him, it moves, but it doesn't like move. You know what I mean? It doesn't move the way that it needs to. Fournier's a gun, bro. Like that dude. I like Evan Fournier, bro, but I hate to say this, bro. He's the European version of a Carmelo Anthony, bro. Like he stops the ball, bro. It's like he shoots like Melo, but he wants to play like Ginobili, and I'm like, dog, you have to. Who are you? You have to like pick one, bro. You either you're a gun or you're a Ginobili, man. You gotta take your pick. So like him being in like that third role and like, and I saw flashes of it. Like I said, the man was shooting 50% from downtown so far this year. So I'm like, he clearly can do more if he has more opportunities. And not to mention the pressure. Like, they drafted him with a high draft pick. He got cashed out. It's like, it's like there's unnecessary pressure on him to produce, but it's like he's handcuffed at the same time, man. It was just a bad situation. But I like him going to Denver because of how the team is set up. And here's why I'm going to say this. Last year in the bubble, Denver was a problem. They lost one guy that was putting up damn good numbers for them before he signed with elsewhere in the offseason. That's Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant was like balling for them last season. And in my professional opinion, I think Gordon's better than Grant in general, like across the board. Like I think he can do more than what Grant can do in general. So I'm like, you upgrade, you basically lose Grant and you replace him with a Gordon who's more athletic and probably defend bigs a little bit better. I think that's an upgrade. I think he's going to flourish. Not to mention their stars. Can they move the rock? Like the Joker, everybody thinks like, oh, the Joker can beat you anywhere from the floor. The dude's a 7-foot point guard.
For real.
So it's like, I think that system fits his play style better and he's going to look better in that offense versus like us being stagnant and just not having the pieces to make it work. So that's my opinion at least.
That's real. That's commendable. I understand. You think he'll stay past this season?
I think so, as long as the fit goes well. I definitely got them pegged now as another sleeper pick in the West because now you got 4 guys that will be a problem. And they know who they are. Like it's not like in Orlando, like where you like who's the man? Like Vucevic is putting up the numbers like he's the man, but he's really not like a number one option. Fournier's trying to take shots as if he's the man, but disappeared in the playoffs. Like says otherwise. Like so, it's like it's like they know who this is. Joker, Murray, Michael Porter Jr., and whoever else like finds their shots. You know what I'm saying? They know who they are as a team. So
you think Michael Porter Jr. feeling the way about them getting Aaron Gordon?
Nah, I think actually he should be relieved because now he don't have to worry about matching up against like a Anthony Davis or taking on a Giannis. Like Gordon's going to get those defensive assignments now. So in his case, he could focus on his game and not have to worry about getting chewed up on the other end. Gordon's going to draw those tougher defensive assignments against like those wings and those hybrid big men because he's athletic enough to, not necessarily stop those guys, but he's got a much better chance of defending them than what Porter does.
I feel you.
So I think for him, they'll make it work. And not to mention, Gordon's younger. He's still young. He can relate to those guys age-wise, whereas Vooch and Fournier were older veterans, getting more burnt ahead of me. So.
Yeah, man, I hope it works out for him, man. It was a good move. I didn't see that coming at all. Actually, when they did the Vucevic trade, I know I'm torturing his name. My bad, bro.
Oh, you good, bro.
When they did that trade, I was like, yeah, man, that's cool. Because I was still being skeptical about the whole trade deadline shit, bro. So I seen those moves, but I'm like, typical. I was like, man. I was like, typical. Everybody but the guy they hyped up moved, and then he ended up moving. So it's all good.
Yeah,
good moves, man.
Yeah, like I knew once one when they shipped out Fournier and Vooch, I'm like, yeah, Gordon's gone, bro. I think they're getting ready to they're kabooming, and I'm happy. I'm happy for those guys, and I'm happy for Orlando because now it's like now they can focus on the young guys. Man, I've been preaching that for the longest. Like with those vets stealing shots, not stealing shots, but like just with those guys commanding more of a role in the offense ahead of those young guys, man, you can't blossom like just I'm gonna paint this picture for you. Just go back to when Golden State first got Steph Curry and he's losing shots to
Monte.
Monte Ellis.
Yeah,
It was
that's
kind of like
crazy.
that effect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's like we were never going to see Steph Curry as long as he played alongside Monte. But Monte goes out, Clay comes in. Now you got natural chemistry. You ain't got to worry about no ego being in the way. Not to mention Clay Thompson's light years better defender than Monte too. So
facts.
but
And then too, that's a good analogy, bro. Just to compare those organizations. Like, I see why you
mm-hmm,
hate the Warriors because they did the right way. They didn't drag that shit
mm-hmm,
out for
no,
mad years longer than it had to be. They was like, man,
mm-hmm.
we gotta go with one or the other. They made the right choice.
They clearly made the right choice, man. I mean, no disrespect to Monte. Monte was out the league relatively quickly, and Curry wound up being, jumping up and being one of the goats, and arguably, or in my opinion, there's really no question, the man's the best shooter of all time. So,
Thanks, man. I appreciate you not hating on him as much, man. That's crazy. Like,
you know me, bro. I'm gonna throw shade, but I respect the craft. I respect the craft. You know me, man. Like, you should know me from as, I mean, I have more of an appreciation for him now as I've gotten older, but you should saw how my progression was with Kobe through the years. I couldn't
yeah,
stand him.
I already
There's
know.
still parts of my life where I still can't stand him. Every time I think back to, Shaq leaving Orlando and Dwight falling short in Orlando, Kobe's tied to that. But I respect the craft. I respect the Mamba mentality.
Man, blame them. How you gonna blame? That's like the topic we gonna get to later.
Eventually, well, us, man. Throwback Thursday will be in the building at some point,
But you can't blame players for getting players. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. They might have some input, but overall, if
Oh,
they wanted to go a different direction, that team has that power to do that shit, and the
oh,
players still just gotta play.
absolutely. There's a team that I got a serious bone to pick coming up in
Yeah,
this episode.
facts, and that's what I was hinting to. But I got one more question on the Magic before we skip to the next topic. Do you
Yes,
think
sir.
they can get back to their glory days of picking good picks in the draft, like Shaq and Penny?
I think so. Now that you don't have to worry about like who's in front, who's there now. Like another thing that a lot of people don't realize with Orlando, those guys that they shipped out were the last pieces of the previous general manager that was there that drafted all, or not drafted, but he traded for and drafted those three guys. So now everything from that previous era is gone. Now this front office, now they can claim the fact that they drafted Bomb, they drafted guys that they traded for Fultz. They drafted Cole Anthony and RJ Hampton. So now it's their turn to like make use and show like, hey, is their philosophy going to work? And I got confidence, man, because I really like some of these guys that they've drafted and traded for. It's just that again they've been held back playing behind vets, So that's what
I
happens
agree.
when you got a team that's itching to get back into the playoff race, but it's like you don't have the pieces really to compete and be a contender. You get stuck in purgatory, and that's what's been the problem with the Magic, man. I've just been like I know, I'm a root for them all day. I'm like, hey, let's beat the Bucks, even though I know damn well we can't beat the Bucks or the Raptors.
Man,
I mean, bro, I love the fact that they stole Game 1 in both those series back to back, but they just got destroyed after that. Like,
that's
and I'm just like,
hilarious.
can we please just trade away Fournier, bro? Like, that. Let's start there. Oh man, but I think they'll be all right, man. They gotta, just stick to what you're gonna do. Either you're fully rebuilding or you're contending. And for us, we were stuck right there in the middle with like no upside. So, you know, it's done, it's over with, and I'm happy. I'm thoroughly pleased with what they did on the deadline day.
That's what's up.
But nonetheless, man, we got bigger fish to fry versus my boys in Orlando, man. And I'm gonna save. You already know what team we had to discuss, but we're gonna save them for the grand finale of the episode. Um, Trade wise, man, I like the Mavericks picking up for JJ Redick, man. I mean, I think that